I don't know what to say, really.
They don't give us respect, but we about to take it today. Why?
We got one of the best. You better check your reference.
One inch at a time. You find out life's this game of inches. Now, what are you gonna do?
Ice up, son. Ice up.
So here we go, one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Blow the Whistle. I'm your host, D. Brown.
Hey, this is your co-host over here, Dame, not your average therapist. You know how we do it every week. We in the building with another fire episode.
This is an interactive podcast that uses sports figures to be advocates and supporters for mental health awareness. As we here at Blow the Whistle try to erase the stigma that mental health is something that has to be about sadness or quote unquote crazy or imbalance or things of that nature. It's so much more. So Blow the Whistle, my main man Dame. I'm D. We're coming at you. What you say, Purple Unicorns?
Purple Unicorns, two dope black therapists. We breaking the stigma. We Purple Unicorns, man. We breaking that stigma. Not every therapist is Caucasian and of the female gender.
I think we make up maybe 5% of the population.
Oh, less than that. Yeah. Black males. But that's that. We're going to check them stats. I'm going to have that stat. When you see it across the ticket, you're going to see that. It's going to pop up.
Data.
Hey, man. Empirical.
Man, what information are we about to get with this guest?
Man, this one is kind of interesting because, you know, we're kind of used to, you know, the more physical aspect of the game and interviewing the people that we've had so far. Yeah. Very exciting. Everybody has their own story, but this one right here is a little bit different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely going to dive into that one. But we're dealing more so with the physical. We talk about the mental.
But the angle that I hope he talks about and shares it with how he's in control of mass of people, right? That come from different, multiple, various backgrounds and ethnicities. Yeah. And so how do you, but they all have to come together for one common goal. Yeah. So how do you deal with the mental states and levels, not being a licensed or certified mental health professional, but having to have those attributes to galvanize for young men and women and all that he encounters in the profession that he's in, to have a high level of mental health, mental fitness and strength. Absolutely. That's what I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, man. This one is one of your hometown people on both ends from Syracuse, play ball up there.
Hughes, but Orange.
Most importantly, he's originally from the QC. On Charlotte.
So yeah, so we definitely travel some of the same paths. I read mistaken his movements, but you know, hey, it's part of the story, having him on blow the whistle as he drops some jewels. Just the moment.
We forgetting our whistles.
I thought
we've been producing the whistle for you guys. For sure, when y'all see this, when it is, we chop it up.
Yeah, I think we just kind of matured the year two. Yeah. Didn't want to break up the vibe. No. Yeah, the jewels that they just sitting and giving. Yeah. So, we do a good job. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get it. This is going to be another good one. I'm excited. Who you got? My man, Keith. Oh, man. Quote unquote, Thump. Belton. Yeah. Former NFL player, Syracuse alum, and now is a renowned strength and conditioning coach. He's been multiple places. He'll talk about him currently at UCLA. Yeah. A lot of champions there he has to encounter, and so he's just a star among stars. Blessed to have him come on. So let's just bring him on.
I'm on.
No. What's going on?
I'm on, baby. I'm on, man. I'm on. I'm fired up.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm great. We don't like to call it a bye week. Coach Kelly doesn't like the word bye week, so we call it an improvement week. And Lord knows we got a lot to improve on right now. So it's good to kind of get this time. We didn't have a lot today. We came in and watched the film and learn what we needed to learn. They came in the weight room and we was able to corral the troops again and all get back on the same page, get back on the boat, make sure we all pedal in the same way. And that was it. And then tomorrow we get some relaxation time. So I actually just left Barnes & Noble, man. I spent a lot of my time reading and writing and just trying to find a way to take care of myself. Because obviously, my plate is full because I'm with 150 people a day. And everybody always wants something. So, and it's a good thing. I signed up for it. But anytime I get a chance to kind of get away and read and just have some time to myself, I take full advantage of it. So I look forward to this improvement week.
Good, man. Well, that's a whole heck of a lot to be dealing with. Right. But it kind of, but it very well so falls in line with what we are here to discuss tonight. How do you, man, when we talk about mental health, first, it's a two-part question. First, when you hear that term, what does that mean to you in the position that you're in? And then two, as you said, dealing with 150 people a day, and you having to be the start of some for a lot of those people, you're the first person that they see in the morning. You have to be that coffee. How is that a feeling of pressure? Is that something?
Yeah, it ain't easy, but the reality is that I wake up, I'm not going to say super early because I'm not one of those 4 o'clock wake up guys, but I wake up at 5, but I don't talk to nobody until 6 o'clock, not even my wife, and she's 2 hours ahead. She's in Houston. So that first hour is just me. It's just me, my Bible. I'll pick up a podcast. I love Jay-Z, so I'll listen to a Jay-Z interview. I listen to a Nas interview. And I look up people that I admire, and I kind of want to not mimic my lifestyle, but just their thought process and how they approach every single day. One of my favorite songs is Jay-Z, My First Song. And so I put that in every day, and then I put something to kind of get my juices going a little bit. And so a good song, some scripture, and just some time to myself. And I write in my diary. First thing I always do in the morning is I write down 3 to 4 things I'm just grateful for. Then I take me a cold shower. Then once I jump out that shower, I say defense. Now, once I say defense, I snap the floor. It's time to roll.
Okay. Oh, man. I want to keep this thing out there with the co-host of the show. And again, thanks for coming on, man. I'm loving your energy. So what I wanted to know is where does that energy come from? Where does that drive come from?
Yeah, I'm actually reading a book. It's called the Talent Code, and it talks about talent hotbeds. And so, born and raised in Charlotte, right off Badersford Road, went to West Charlotte. And so what happens is when you in those type of environments and you grow up around so much rich, talented people, you form what they call a myelin. You form a talent that teaches you how to communicate, that teaches you how to read body language, that teaches you how to communicate that teaches you how to move. You know what I mean? That gives you instincts, animal instincts to kind of say, okay, this is the time to move. This is time to stay still. This is the time to kind of approach this situation. Time to lay back. It's just instinctively you kind of learn those things just by growing up in those cultures. So for me, it's been easy because a lot of these kids that I get a chance to be around every day, they may not be from West Charlotte, but it's a West Charlotte everywhere. And so that just having that background, just having that myelin just built up in me allows me to kind of be myself. So I don't really get tired of doing it because I get paid literally just to come to work and be me and have relationships and build relationships. And what happens is, what I found, the more that I get to serve, it fuels me. It makes me feel good. Right. And so not only am I the strength and conditioning coach, I'm also the dietitian. So I'm literally feeding the kids every single day. And it's just like a parent, right? When you see your kids eating, they sit down, they eat, and they're enjoying each other, their brothers. It's like, man, this is cool. So it gives me fuels. I'm like, man, they're eating, they love each other, they're fighting for a common goal. So every day for me, once I get my hour to myself, I get a chance to serve. And I look at it more as a blessing than a burden. So to have the opportunity to be somewhere like a UCLA, I've been at USC, I've been at Washington, I've been at Baylor, I've been at Wake Forest, but I started out at Johnson C. Smith. And I had the same attitude then. I had a ball at Johnson C. Smith. I thought it was the best job in the world. You know what I mean, at the time. And so I just look at it as an opportunity to serve. I believe that coaching is one thing, you know, but I believe more than anything that it's a calling, and you got to really be called to do this and do it well, right? I think it's another form of ministry in my opinion. I don't think I'll ever be in the pulpit, but every day I have a chance to be in the pulpit every single day with these boys, man, and I love it. It's a form of ministry to me. It's something I really feel like I've been called to do, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else. As long as I'm serving and I'm with these young kids, I'm good to go, and that's what keeps me going. I'm in the service business.
Wow, man. Great. It was great share. Definitely a jewel. And you are serving not only your community, but so many communities that you have before, as you said, in Baylor, Wake Forest, starting in a small school like Johnson C. Smith. Right. And really, the common denominator that no matter what the destination was, the person didn't change. Right. How do you navigate those responsibilities, man, and still be able to take care of yourself? Because you have a responsibility to others and little ones and a beautiful family as well. How do you do that? Because those who are in those same similar positions want to know, like, what is self-care for you? How do you deal with the mental aspects of everyone that you encounter every day?
Mm-hmm. Great question. Well, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I started out in the mental health field. So I worked in the mental health field before I even got into coaching, and that alone prepared me for these opportunities. I learned so much in that field as far as the communication, as far as understanding trigger points, understanding a lot of things that a lot of our guys go through. I was able to get prepared for these opportunities while I was working in mental health. But as far as myself, like I said, I always take time for myself. And it's a couple hours in the day between 12 and 2 that I don't even answer my phone at all. I cut it off. I go take me a nap. I go get in my car, take me a nap for an hour. I'll read. I go get me something to eat. Then when I get back to work, it's time to get back to it. But the good thing is I have a good staff of people that surround me that understands that too. And I like to believe that we do a really good job balancing each other off. I give them their time, as much time as they need, because in order for this thing to really work, the people around you have to be at their best too. So I always encourage our guys every single day. It's mandatory every single day. Everybody got to get a dirty 30. So if it's 30 minutes on the bike, 30 minutes on the elliptical, if you go lift weights, whatever it is, it's mandatory. You have to get a dirty 30 every single day. And then you have to get away from the building for at least an hour a day. Because when you are responsible for so many people, have to do so many things, you have to be able to take care of yourself. I also tell our guys that we work with, it can't be a week that goes by that you don't take your wife out. She has to go out every single week. So whatever day that is, you pick the day, but you're going to take her out and you're going to go pick your kids up from school or whatever that may be. So I actually make that mandatory because that's so important that people around you are at their best so you can be at your best, because we're all serving each other. as far as the kids are concerned, the one thing that, because you got guys from Boise, Idaho, you got guys from LA, you got guys from Atlanta, you got guys from Connecticut, and you got guys all around the country, particularly this institution. And I talked about this today, and that's why it's a blessing that you guys brought it up. The one thing that's the common denominator, not only just winning games and being at UCLA and playing football and all these things, but everybody wants to feel love and everybody wants to be appreciated and respected. And that's the common denominator for us. It's like, if you love me, then you're going to do everything in your power to make sure that we're all successful by doing your job, by going to class, by going to the tutoring, by eating the right foods, by not hanging out all times of night, by showing up at practice and doing your job. That way we can all be successful, because that's love. Don't tell me you love me, because at the end of the day, that means nothing, because love is an action. It's just not a word. And I also told the guys this, and I'm very candid with them. I said, listen, as men in general, we don't care nothing about love, because we hear it so much and we say it so much, we don't really know what that means. But respect is everything. Men will die over respect. So if you don't love me, that's fine. Disrespect me enough to do your job so I can do my job, so we can all get this thing done together. So that's the common denominator that we have in our building. And that comes straight from Coach Kelly. He talks about love all the time. You got to love each other. And in this sport, as you guys already know, if you don't have the ultimate love for this sport and the ultimate love for your teammates, it's not going to work. No matter how talented you are, if you don't have a genuine love and care and respect for your teammate to go out there and work your tail off for him or her, it's not going to work. And that's what happens when you get teams that have tons of talent, but they just can't put it together. The one thing that they're missing is love, genuine love and care for one another. So you could be white, black, green, whatever it is. Love is in the Bible. That's the number one thing. Love thy neighbor. And so we really take that into effect. Love thy neighbor. If you love me, you go pick that stuff up off the ground. If you love me, you go break your weights down. If you love me, you're going to wear the right stuff in this weight room. If you love me, you're going to pay attention to the meeting room. If you love me, you're going to go to tutoring, because I'm going to do the same thing for you. So long as we're speaking and communicating in love, we're all good. But this is where the infractions happen. When that love ain't love and there's lust, then I got to get you, because I love you. I can't just let you disrespect everybody. You know what I mean? And love, sometimes it sucks, and it ain't always nice and fruity. It ain't always colorful. Sometimes love got to be stern. And we have a lot of those conversations too, but they understand that it's coming from a place of love. At all times, it don't always sound like it, but it's coming from a place of love. And how I always see it, and you guys will know, you know, and everybody will know, is that I always ask myself this question, because I got a 14-year-old, I got a 10-year-old, and I got a 7-year-old. And I ask myself the question every day: am I the coach that I want somebody to coach my kids? Am I that coach? Do what I want myself coaching my kids? I ask myself that question every day. And if I can stand on that, at the end of the day, I can say, you know what? I coached him just like I would coach Peyton, I would coach Aubrey, I would coach Stormer, I would coach your sons. You know, I always ask myself that question: am I fair? Am I treating them how I want my someone to treat my son? If I was standing on the balcony, or if I was a bird flying in the air and looking down at that coach, am I treating these young men like they're my children? If the minute I say no, I'm out. I'm never doing it again. So just acting out of love and being fair, being stern. And it's not a kid in this program that come through that door, win or lose, that they don't get a hug every day. I don't ask them how they doing every day. I may jump on the line and run a wind sprint with them every day. And I tell them, if I win, I'm at the wrong school. We're not going to win no games if I'm winning this race. But I'm going to jump in there now, and I'm going to run a few of them with you, so they know this is just not wordplay, you know? So that's the thing I believe that the good Lord has really blessed me with. Like, I'm 40, I'm still young, but he just blessed me with that endurance, man. And I just go. And I really just feel like something just takes over me. I believe the Spirit just takes over me when I get to work. And it's like, man, I'm just rolling right now. And the coach knows it. Like, he going, just let him go. I'm going, just let me go. Let me go, you know. But it's one of those things I love doing it. And it lights my fire and it makes my heart bleed every single day. As men, we got to understand when I say I love you, this ain't no sexual thing. It's an emotional thing. It's a thing, man, I love you, but I love you enough to be honest with you, to tell you the truth. That way you can be that way with somebody else, you know what I mean? So it's good.
So, you got to go back. You got to go back. You got to go back. You got to go back.
Where I'm going to.
Go just as far as back as when you start talking about what you said about how men and expressing love to one another and what it is. Because it's a lot of men, it's a lot of black families, a lot of father-son relationships who are so apprehensive and reluctant to go there. Man, go ahead. I don't want you to forget what you said. Go ahead.
No, that's the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love you, bro. Like, you used to, you know, you growing up, you say, man, I love you. And they be like, man, that's weird. That's a dude. No, but I love you. You know, it ain't no other side type stuff. This is like genuine emotion. Like, love is more than sex. Love is more than, you know, that type stuff. You know what I mean? Love is pure, man. Love is like, man, I want what's best for you. That's all love. You know, when we say, man, that's all love, it's like, man, that's all love. I want what's best for you. You want what's best for me. Let's do this. You know, but it's a stigma in our community when we're talking about love, because we automatically stick love with sex. It's like, no, love is not sex. That's lust. Love is love, man. You know, and it's just something that generationally we just gotta break. We gotta break that stigma, the stigma of love. What is love? What does love mean? You know, and it tells us in the Bible, it tells us exactly what it means. It has nothing to do with nothing else, you know. But even me, like, growing up, I don't think I ever really just told my brother, man, I love you. Now that I'm 40 and he's 47, it's easy for it to come out my mouth now because I understand what love means. And a lot of times, like, your parents don't tell you they love you. They're like, and that's why a lot of our boys don't think they're loved. My dad never told me he loved me. Right. Because generationally, it's like, man, you don't tell no dude you love him. But
So how do we break that stigma of being able to implement, you know, and curate this type of relationship when a lot of cats, you know, especially playing ball, and you come from a inner city or a dysfunctional family, you would say, and they don't know what that looks like, or their perception of love is so distorted that they're not able to express it the right way. So how do you do that within being in your position of where you at? How do you try to implement that strategy? Or do you have strategies where you try to touch each one of them in their own specific way? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, and we had a meeting about this, and I told some of our advisors and some of our higher ranking people at the school, it's like, we don't really know these kids the way we may think we do. And a lot of these kids probably come from traumatic experiences and stuff like that. We don't have no idea, right? And so one of the first things I do is I'm always fair. I'm always fair to them. And I kind of meet them where they are. And I don't scream. I scream at most of them. I don't scream at all of them because everybody ain't built like that. You know what I mean? But when love come into effect is when I'm explaining things to them. Whether it could be bench, squat, whatever it is, I always do it in a way of compassion. But when they get it wrong, I don't scream at them. I give them a compliment first. I mean, you know what? I love the intent of that. Now let me fix this. And I say, you know what this is? You know what this is called? This is called love, because I want to see you do this right. And then what happens is, now I want you to love on him. But you know how our generation is. The first thing they say, whoa, Coach, pause, Coach, whoa, Coach. Right. I say, well, I just said love on. They be like, pause, Coach, pause. No, ain't no pause. There's no pause. When you love on him, you're telling him how to do this right, so he don't hurt himself, so you're actually looking out for him. Oh, okay, Coach, and you said it like that, but you can't say love on him, Coach. And we all have a joke and a laugh about it because it is kind of funny, you know? But just teaching them what real love is and what real love ain't. Then I do get into the other side of it. A lot of these dudes, they got little ladies, they got little girlfriends. I always let them know. I just go ahead and keep it real with them. Love on her, bro. Love her. Treat her right. Now, don't cheat on her unless you're ready to see somebody else with her. Now, if you're ready to see somebody else with her, be my guest. But if you love her, respect her. But if you really respect her, go ahead and break ties with her and go do what you go do. But if you love her, bro, take care of her. If not, somebody else gonna love her, and that's gonna be on you. Don't come to me crying. Don't be trying to fight them. None of that, because that's how this thing go. But just teaching love, just operating out of love. And again, you gotta love yourself first. And a lot of times we just don't love ourselves, so we don't know how to love nobody else. You know what I mean? So you gotta learn how to love yourself first. But what does that look like? That comes a lot of childhood trauma. You gotta address some stuff. If it's going to come out one way or the other, and you got to address it. For me, I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed because I get to be in the weight room all day. So I got some stuff going on too. So if I'm feeling it, I'm just go ahead and hit a couple of squats. I'm going to go out there and run me some hundreds. You know what I mean? I'm going to call my wife. I'm going to talk to my kids. I'm good. You know what I mean? I can maintain, but everybody ain't got that let out. And that's the scary part. So a lot of times for our young football players, that football is the only thing they got that kind of let that out. But I like to create an atmosphere where if anything is ever going on, my door is always open. Let's talk about this thing. Like I got a couple of guys I see when they walk through the door, it ain't his day. He's just like that. It ain't his day. And I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna say, hey, J Rock, you good? Yeah, coach, I'm good. Hey, if you need me, come holler at me. Right. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give him his card. I'm going to give him his workout card. I'm going to leave him alone because he need his time. You know what I'm saying? You good? J-Rock, you good? Yeah, I'm good, coach. Well, I'll come holler at you later. All right, hey, don't worry about it. Just come holler at me. Hey, I love you, bro. I love you too, coach. That's it. Text him later on. You good? Then I'm going to go ahead and let the coaches know. Coach, I think he probably got something going on. Let's check on him. You know what I mean? And that's how you keep that thing going. But kids know, because they know it come from a genuine place. It got to come from a genuine place, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Man, you speak on so many from many great angles. Yeah. And you listening to you, I hear a bunch of what I would call coping skills and how you deal with your, perceived day-to-day responsibility, stress, accountability. You speak about going to a place and reading and writing. You talk about exercising. You talk about a spiritual aspect of prayer, talking to others, as a secondary thing to do. Right. I just hear a lot of ways that you yourself are just kind of naturally, organically taking care of yourself. And these are things that a lot of people can do as well. You don't have to be in an environment you're in, right? But it's a great nugget to take from you. As far as how do we cope, when people say self-care, we're not talking about manicures and pedicures all the time. We're talking about these things that help us release, the anxieties of our day, of our world, of our everyday responsibilities and tasks. And so, when I listen to you, I'm not only listening to what you're saying, but it's teaching me, and I'm getting it from a different angle of different various coping skills and how you deal with your stress. Am I correct when I say that?
You 100% correct, and it's something that our family mantra has is mind, body, spirit. And mind, body, spirit, man. I mean, when you aligned like that, you're done. You got to be aligned in the mind. What are you thinking? What are you putting into your mind? What are you feeding yourself? Your body, how do you take care of that? What are you physically eating, right? What are you doing? How are you exercising? Your body's a temple. And then your spirit, the spirit introduces yourself where you nobody says anything.
And what I'm hearing is that you're pretty much making sure that you're intentional about being aware of that alignment and when things are off. So when you're aware, you're more likely to catch those things before they start to spiral. Because you're checking in with yourself on a daily basis with these coping skills that you're talking about. And just being connected on all three levels, mind, body, and spirit. Because if one of them is faltering, you feel it.
That's one of the things why I cut that phone off between 12 to 2. Because from 7 to 11:30, it's serving to the point where my tank is empty. My tank can't be empty. Because guess what? I still got to be a dad now. I still got to be a husband now. So you got to take care of numero uno. And that's where a lot of us go wrong because we're so scared to tell people that we're tired.
Yeah.
We scared to be transparent because I'm a man. No, it's okay. And I'm going to tell you who taught me this. And you guys probably know him. Tommy Harris.
Wow.
Tommy Harris. He taught me that. Tommy Harris was the first male that I cried in front of unshamefully. Back in 2004 and 5. And he would take me to church. He would sing. Boy, that boy, hey, I don't know if you ever heard that boy sing, but what? He would sing. He would preach. He's the only one that pulled up to the club with Kurt Franklin in an Escalade on 24s with the windows down at the Ice House in Chicago. And Valet Park with Kurt Franklin going on. You know, but he was a trip, but he's the first person that I kind of felt like I can let my guard down with. You know what I mean? And he was like, nah, bro. I was like, man, I'm sorry. I'm crying. He was like, no, you gotta cry. Cause you know, you talk, stop crying. What you crying for? I'm gonna give you something to cry for. I'm gonna give you something to cry for. So but then that's what happens when we finally let it out. It ain't never good.
Right.
That's what happens. That's why the fights start. That's why all the, you know what I mean? But I teach my son now. My oldest cry, bro. I want to see you cry. I cry with you. It's okay. That don't make you soft. That makes you a man.
There you go.
Now let's talk. Now let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because that one is pure, you know? But we got to redefine a man. We got to redefine what a man is.
So,
Hey, we got to redefine man.
Say it again, Thump.
Man, we got to redefine what it is to be a man. Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. I got one of my good friends, man, but man, but I love him so much. He don't want to be my friend no more because he don't like the type of love I give him. He don't like my love. He don't want my love no more.
How about that?
Nah, let me tell you why he don't want my love. This man making all the money in the world. All the money in the world. I asked him, hey, how your daughter doing? How your son doing?
Mm-hmm.
You hollered at him. Guess what he tell me? Nah, I ain't even really holler at them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they mama be. Man, I don't want to hear nothing about that woman. Call your kids. They need you, homie. Call your kids, man.
Mm.
Like what Jay-Z say. You can never be rich if you don't take care of your kids. Now you got daughters out there. You got sons out there that ain't talk to their daddy. But you want the bag. All right, go ahead and get the bag. We got to redefine what it is to be a man, dog. Being vulnerable. That's being a man. Being not afraid to call DAD, man. I'm kind of messed up right now. I ain't doing right. I ain't good right now. Cause I got 5 minutes to talk. That's being a man. You know what I'm saying? That's being a man.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes
I don't know.
that's all that's needed. Is that here?
Yeah. That's the important part about my job because I get a chance to be an African-American man. I got locks and tattoos and everything. I say, look, man, I'm just like you. I just probably got you about 15, 20 years, but I got emotions. I got feelings. I feel the same thing you do. So holler at me when something ain't right. I ain't gonna make you feel bad because you feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I enjoy the calling that I got because I'm on the ground with that thing. 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. And say, hey, KB, man, I just got to talk to you. Let's talk now. The heck with that 45-pound plate. I don't want to hear nothing about no squat. What we got to talk to me.
Right.
I got you. I love you, bro. I love you, man. I love you too, Coach. Let's go. You need a break. You need to. That's being a man. But we don't know how to be a man, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because our ancestors, bro, they were so scared to show their emotions. This basically history major. Back, you know what I'm saying? Back in the slavery time, you couldn't show that you was weak or you was tired, or they'd kill you or they'd take your family from you. So it's in our blood to try to be tough.
You preach.
That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's in our blood to be barbaric and not cry when we getting whipped.
Right.
I ain't gonna let you break me, but you already broke. That we gotta break that. When we break that, and when we show that being vulnerable and communicating and not being afraid to cry, you know, and crying is not a sissy thing. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is when you're growing up. Stop crying like a little girl, huh? So what happens? You grow up with angry boys.
That's it.
If they get the
don't know how to express themselves.
That don't know how to, and then when you coach them, they want to fly up the chest at you and ball their fists. And you know what you do to them? You walk up to them, you say, boy, you ain't gonna do nothing. You too scared to do something. I ain't scared of you till you cry. When you cry, then I might be scared. But right now, you just intimidating people. You know what I'm saying? You got to walk up on them like that. You say, look, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You scared, man. And then you know, guess what you do to them? You give them a hug, and then they cry like a baby. So the biggest ones. And then you walk up to them with your hands open like this. You disarm them. I'm not gonna do anything to you, but I'm finna walk up and talk to you. And you give them a hug and say, boy, I love you, boy. I love you. And then they cry. You know what I've been through. You know what I've been through. I'm just asking you to get in line. That's all I'm asking you. I'm just asking you to do an A skip. That's all what you wrong? What's wrong with you? I love you. What's up? You wouldn't understand.
Well, help me.
Trauma.
Right.
But they teach us, man. They teach us not to show it. Don't show that. Don't show that. Don't show them you weak. Wrong message, bruh. Because it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out one way or the other, and it's gonna come out in violence. When football is over, it's gonna come out in violence. Most of them boys incarcerated in them prisons, bro, they good people. Just misguided. Not enough real love. You know, a lot of fake love. That's why they need people like y'all. They need people like me. They need people to say, nah, bruh, them tears real, man. That's okay. Cry. Jesus wept. He ain't weep because he was hurt. He weep because they were hurting. I don't know. I'll be on my soapbox sometime.
You know, we're doing all this whistle. You know, hey, straight jewels. So anybody watching this right here, if you don't feel inspired, if you don't rewind, if you don't evaluate your life based off of this conversation right here, there's nothing therapeutic. There's nothing therapeutic like. No, this is real life. This is not scripted. This is
raw emotion.
Raw.
Hey, I'm out here trying to get from the coaches. It wasn't enough people blowing the whistle early. Y'all guys are blowing the whistle early. You got to blow the whistle. Hey, it's personal fouls going on everywhere. Unsportsmanlike conduct in the household. That's what it is. Unsportsmanlike conduct in the household.
All whistles.
Hey, conduct in the home.
Hey, listen.
You
got me over there.
Killing them.
You got me over here texting my daughters not tell them I love you.
Hey, illegal toughness, dad. 15-yard penalty. Hey.
My guy. Man, you have been a blessing, man. It's been such a treat, bro. You have given us some jewels, and those who are watching are truly going to be blessed by this. And I appreciate your time, your transparency, your openness, your energy, and your commitment to building this platform. You build agent of change and build this platform for Blowing Whistle, man, and talking about mental health. Absolutely. We are so appreciative of it.
I appreciate you guys having me, man. It's definitely humbling. You know what I mean? I didn't get a chance to spend a ton of time with you at Syracuse, but obviously when I did, it was a joy. And just the man that you are, and having a chance to meet the co-hosts is awesome as well. And I enjoy the work that you guys are doing. This is a blessing, man. It's a really cool deal, and I'm glad that we was able to get on the phone and do it.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming on here and dropping these jewels. I'm telling you, definitely at least one person was inspired. That was me, for sure.
Well, you got two.
You got two? Okay. Well, at least two people have been inspired by your words and people.
Man, good luck this weekend, man. Good luck to the team. Much success, man. Just keep being you. You know, that is enough, man. Keep touching the lives of those young men and women and everyone that you come encounter with, man. Keep being the king in your house and treating your family as such and your queen as well. And man, anytime you want to come and be a guest on BTW, you're more than welcome.
More than welcome.
You don't need to feel like this is an open invite.
I love it, man. Have me on anytime. I ain't done. My tank is full. So whenever you need to fill in, give me a couple days. I'm ready.
All right. So we'll definitely do that, Pete, man. Again, appreciate you, all your wisdom and all your words, man. We definitely enjoyed it here tonight.
All right. Salute to you guys. Thank you.
Salute to you.
All right.
My guy came on was dropping.
Boom, boom, boom.
Grenada.
And
he said, man, I get on my soapbox. There ain't no soapbox. That's the way of expression.
yeah.
You know?
And just to have that energy, that assertiveness, that confidence, you know what I mean? Like, that was definitely a power, for sure. Tell us what you guys thought of that.
Please tell us, because I'm very interested
Yes.
in the sound, man. It's the game.
But so many angles, you know what I mean? Like, so many aspects. You know, like, we pretty much had a little streak. It just kept breaking off. You know what I mean? And being able to address all those facets, you know, in the amount of time we could have kept going.
Yeah.
And Julie,
like I said, he was talking about, coping skills, ways to work around other people's, challenges.
Right.
Showing love, no matter who you are, but at the very least, it becomes a respect thing. And how you separate those things and still get, have a common denominator between people. And he just spoke on a lot of great things. Even stepping into the whole manhood piece.
Right.
So it really just not necessarily talking about anything barbaric, but talking about just taking authority of the family and being that strength and authoritative.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, he speaks of that because of the demographics that he deals with on a daily basis, and now what he represents to those people who fall in that category. So the guy was just, I didn't know he was in the mental health field, but
and the fact you kind of saw where it was like down here, it was a nice ball of energy, and it just went up and it kept going up. He just kept coming up with bombs, and at the same time, like, his energy level was just, you know what I'm saying, like, as far as the points and where he decided to go with it. Like, again, this is unscripted. We don't write anything down. We hardly ever give them questions beforehand. You know what I mean? So that was raw. That was authentic right there.
Yeah. As it should be. That's what we want. So You definitely got it. Bro. He definitely poured out to you tonight. But what else do you expect?
He was just thumping out Jews like this. Hey, but you said not barbaric though.
No.
A little something. Hey, I enjoyed it, man. It was full of energy. Y'all tell us what y'all think.
Let us know.
I went on
comments.
different aspects.
Send us an email. Subscribe.
Go to the YouTube channel. Go to our Instagram. _. If you got a comment, send us an email. That's it. Not what we do.